Welcome everyone. Today, we are going to explore a story that is not just about music, not just about a festival, but about how a small idea can grow into something global, powerful, and unforgettable. We are talking about the history of Coachella, not the glamorous version you see on social media, not just celebrities and fashion. The real story, the journey, the struggle, the growth, and how it became one of the most famous music festivals in the world. Many people know Coachella today as a place of music, art, and style. They see pictures, videos, and performances. They think it has always been this big, this perfect, this successful. But that is not true. Like every great success story, Coachella started small. It faced problems. It made mistakes. It almost failed. But it survived because of vision, persistence, and the right decisions at the right time. Before Coachella became a global festival, there was a problem in the music industry. In the 1990s, many artists were unhappy. They felt they did not have enough creative freedom. Concerts were becoming more commercial, more controlled, and less about real music. One important moment came when a famous band refused to follow the rules of big-ticket companies. They wanted something different. They wanted a space where artists could express themselves freely and where fans could experience music in a new way. This idea slowly turned into something bigger. A new kind of festival. Not just one genre of music. Not just one type of audience. A place where rock, electronic, hip-hop, and indie music could exist together. A place where art, culture, and creativity could mix. That idea became the foundation of Coachella. The first Coachella festival took place in 1999 in California. It was held in the desert, far from the noise of big cities. This location was unusual. It was hot. It was dry. It was not comfortable. But that was part of the experience. People who came were not just looking for entertainment. They were looking for something different. Something real. However, the first festival was not a huge success. Many people did not come. The organizers lost money. It was a risky start. At that moment, many would have stopped. Many would have said, "This idea does not work." But the team behind Coachella did not give up. They believed in their vision. They understood something important. Success does not come from one perfect moment. It comes from continuous effort. After the first year, Coachella took a break. This was a critical time. The organizers needed to think, to plan, and to improve. They studied what went wrong. They listened to feedback. They adjusted their strategy. And then, they came back stronger. When Coachella returned in 2001, things started to change. More people attended. The lineup improved. The organization became better. Slowly, year by year, the festival began to grow. It did not become huge overnight. It grew step by step. This is an important lesson. Real growth takes time. It takes patience. It takes consistency. One of the biggest strengths of Coachella was its ability to adapt. It did not stay the same. It changed with time. It introduced new artists, new styles, new experiences. It combined music with art installations. It created spaces where people could not only listen but also feel, explore, and connect. As social media started to grow, Coachella became even more popular. People began sharing their experiences online. Photos, videos, outfits, performances, everything became part of a global conversation. Coachella was no longer just a festival. It became a cultural event. A place where trends were created. A place where moments became memories for millions around the world. But with growth came new challenges. As Coachella became more famous, it also became more commercial. Some people felt it was losing its original spirit. They said it was becoming too focused on image and not enough on music. This is a common challenge for any successful project. When something grows, it changes. And not everyone agrees with those changes. However, Coachella continued to balance these pressures. It brought big artists and new artists together. It created a mix of mainstream and independent music. It tried to keep its identity while also evolving. This balance is not easy. It requires constant effort and smart decisions. Now, if you are enjoying this story and you want to improve your English step by step with real, interesting topics like this, make sure you subscribe. On this channel, you will get simple explanations, powerful stories, and practical English that helps you understand faster and speak more confidently. Subscribe now and let's grow together. As the years passed, Coachella became known for iconic performances. Artists used this stage to create unforgettable moments. Some performances were emotional. Some were energetic. Some were surprising. These moments were not just concerts. They were experiences that people talked about for years. Another important part of Coachella's success was its environment. The desert setting created a unique feeling. During the day, the sun was strong and bright. At night, the lights and music created a magical atmosphere. People felt like they were part of something special. Something different from everyday life. Coachella also became a place of self-expression. People did not just come for music. They came to express themselves through fashion, art, and creativity. Outfits became bold. Styles became unique. It became a space where people could be themselves without judgment. This freedom attracted more people every year. Behind all this success was careful planning. Organizing a festival like Coachella is not easy. It requires coordination, logistics, security, and creativity. Every detail matters. From the stage design to the artist lineup to the food and facilities, everything must work together perfectly. This shows that big success is not just about ideas. It is also about execution. Over time, Coachella expanded. It added more days. It introduced more stages. It welcomed more artists from different parts of the world. It became more inclusive and more diverse. This diversity made the festival richer and more interesting. But even with all its success, Coachella never forgot one important thing: experience. People do not remember details. They remember how they felt. And Coachella focused on creating strong feelings, excitement, joy, connection, and inspiration. That is why people return again and again. The story of Coachella is not just about a music festival. It is about vision. It is about starting small and thinking big. It is about failing, learning, and improving. It is about staying consistent even when things are difficult. If you look closely, you will see a pattern. The same pattern exists in learning English, building a skill, or achieving any goal. You start small. You feel uncomfortable. You make mistakes. You improve slowly. And one day, you realize you are better than before. Coachella did not become famous in 1 year. It did not become successful without effort. It followed a process. A clear, consistent process. And that is exactly how progress works in real life. Today, Coachella is one of the most recognized festivals in the world. People travel from different countries to attend it. Artists dream of performing there. It has become a symbol of music, culture, and creativity. But if you go back to the beginning, you will see something simple. An idea. A small beginning. A belief that something different was possible. That is where everything started. And that is the most important lesson from this story. Big results come from small beginnings. Success is not about speed. It is about direction. It is about doing the right things again and again until they become something powerful. So, as you continue your journey, whether it is learning English, building a skill, or chasing a dream, remember this story. Stay consistent. Stay patient. Keep improving. And trust the process. Because one day, just like Coachella, you will look back and realize how far you have come. Keep learning. Keep growing. Your progress is happening, even if you don't see it yet. As Coachella moved into the 2010s, it entered a new phase of global influence. It was no longer just a festival in the desert. It became a worldwide symbol of modern culture. Music lovers, artists, influencers, and creators from all over the world started to see Coachella as more than an event. It became a destination. A place where creativity met opportunity. A place where new trends were born and where old styles were reinvented in fresh ways. Every year, the expectations grew higher. People did not just come for music anymore. They came for an experience that combined sound, visuals, fashion, and emotion into one powerful moment. Technology also played a major role in this growth. Live streaming allowed millions of people to watch performances from their homes. Social media platforms turned every performance into a global event within minutes. A single song, a single outfit, or a single moment on stage could become viral across the world. This digital expansion gave Coachella a new level of power. It was no longer limited by physical space. Even if you were not in the desert, you could still feel a part of it. This connection between the physical and digital world helped Coachella stay relevant in a fast-changing environment. However, success always brings pressure. As Coachella grew bigger, it had to face new challenges. Tickets became expensive, and not everyone could afford to attend. Some people began to question whether the festival was becoming too exclusive. Others felt that the focus was shifting too much towards social media image rather than the true love of music. These concerns were real, and they showed that growth always comes with responsibility. Coachella had to find a way to maintain its identity while also evolving with time. At the same time, the festival continued to innovate. It introduced new technologies in stage design, lighting, and sound. Artists began to create performances that were not just musical but also visual stories. Massive screens, creative effects, and unique stage concepts turned performances into unforgettable experiences. Each year, Coachella pushed the limits of what a live event could be. This constant innovation kept people excited and curious. They never knew what to expect, and that made every edition feel new and fresh. Another important part of Coachella's journey was its ability to bring different cultures together. Artists from different countries, languages, and backgrounds started performing on its stages. This diversity created a richer and more inclusive environment. People were exposed to new sounds, new rhythms, and new perspectives. Music became a universal language that connected everyone in the crowd. This global influence helped Coachella grow beyond borders and become a truly international event. Then came one of the most challenging moments in its history. The global pandemic forced events around the world to stop, and Coachella was no exception. For the first time in many years, the festival had to pause. This was a difficult period, not just for the organizers but also for the fans and artists who looked forward to it every year. But just like in the beginning, Coachella showed resilience. It waited. It adapted. And it prepared to return stronger. When Coachella finally came back, it was not just a continuation. It was a reminder. A reminder of the power of live music. A reminder of human connection. People realized how much they had missed these shared experiences. The energy, the crowd, the feeling of being present in the moment, it all came back with even more meaning. This comeback showed that true experiences cannot be replaced. They can be paused, but they never lose their value. Today, Coachella stands as a symbol of growth, creativity, and persistence. It represents what can happen when an idea is supported by consistent effort and belief. It shows that failure is not the end. It is just a part of the journey. It also reminds us that success is not about staying the same. It is about adapting, improving, and continuing to move forward. If you look at this story carefully, you will see that it is not just about a festival. It is about a mindset, a way of thinking, a way of approaching challenges. Whether you are learning English or building something in your own life, the lesson remains the same. Start where you are. Use what you have. Improve step by step. Do not rush. Do not quit. And most importantly, do not be afraid to make mistakes. Because in the end, success is not built in one moment. It is built over time. Through small actions repeated every day. Through patience. Through belief. Through consistency. Just like Coachella, your journey may start small. It may feel slow. It may feel uncertain. But if you keep going, if you keep improving, if you stay committed, you will reach a point where everything begins to change. And one day, you will look back at your journey and realize that what once felt difficult now feels natural. What once felt impossible now feels achievable. That is the real meaning of growth. That is the real meaning of progress. So keep going. Keep learning. Keep building. Your success story is already in progress. If you enjoyed this story and want to improve your English and your life, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join this learning journey with us. And watch the next story on your screen to continue improving your English.